It's not me. It's not gonna happen. I'd be dead pretty quickly.
But impeccably dressed.
There you go.
That's right.
You'd be a great looking zombie.
Good. Let's roll.
So we're gonna get to know each other a little bit today.
Exactly.
That's what we're doing here. And to do that, we're gonna use Kyle, not Big Kyle, but Standard Kyle's questions from Mantelligence. 75 questions if you want to get to know somebody. So let's start with let's see. If you had to choose one of your senses to live without, which one would it be? Barron.
We were kind of talking about this earlier. I think taste is a good option, just because I want all my other senses. I think being blind would probably be the worst, right?
Being blind would be worse than having no sense of touch.
Oh, touch.
That'd be tough.
That's hard, yeah.
But blind,
But
you'd have to
blind, you
rethink
can't-
your whole career. You know.
Oh, that too.
No, that's just your pitch. I'm like the blind style guy.
All right.
Blindstyle.com. All right, how about you?
Well, I love food, so definitely not taste. I think maybe smell. Even though like steak, you think it tastes, but it's actually smell. So I think I'd go with that. I never have to smell any farts again, so.
If you could choose which sense your wife loses,
That's a good question. Tanner.
Yeah, I probably smell too for all those same reasons. Although I do love the sweet, pungent smell of relief, so.
if you could live in a book, TV show, or movie, so like a fictional world, which one would it be? Raphael.
Oh man, I have to think about that one. That's a hard one.
I
got
would
one?
be Michael Weston from Burn Notice.
Okay, all right.
This is a show that I know it's not a great show. But it's got Bruce Campbell in it. I mean, it's intentionally campy and kind of dopey, and I think it would be awesome to be Michael Weston from Burn Notice.
For the record, Tanner has talked about Burn Notice several times.
It's ridiculous, right? Like ridiculous. But my wife and I are going through this for like the 5th time now, and so that's just kind of where my mind is.
I think another great one would be Neil Caffrey from White Collar.
Yeah,
He was one
right.
White Collar.
Yep.
So that'd be fun too.
I think maybe like Michael Douglas in The Game. But having that thrill. I mean, that would be amazing. I think.
Also Batman.
Oh yeah. Well,
Right?
which Batman though? I mean.
Oh, definitely like George Clooney.
Oh, Clooney.
No, I'm kidding.
Another.
Jump cut. Tanner's out of the video.
Or maybe let me switch it. I think Thomas Crown.
Yeah.
That would be it for me. Like that would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I think the defaults are like Bond or Indiana Jones or Captain America or somebody else, and obviously but Thomas Crown, I guess there's just a little bit more believability to something like that. Yeah.
And I like the second version more than the first one. A lot of people are like the Steve McQueen one was cooler.
I like the second one too.
Me,
Yeah.
I'm more like the Pierce Brosnan one. I personally like more.
I actually liked Pierce Brosnan as James Bond. I know it's like terrible. I like him as an actor.
The movies were bad, but Brosnan was a good Bond.
He was a good fit for
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah.
Switching gears a little bit, if you could get away with a crime, what would it be? Well, would you? And then what would it be?
Boy,
I'm glad everybody has to think about this one a little bit.
I think I'd like more the smart crime. Having a nice little setup. Maybe like Thomas Crown. Setting something up and getting some art.
Smart.
So high.
Exactly.
yeah.
Set up a game plan and try to be very sneaky. Like.
Some Filipinos, maybe.
No, maybe.
I'd outsource it. Yeah.
I would just say that most days dressing as well as I do is a crime, and I get away with it.
Nice dad joke, Tanner.
I think a heist would be the win on that then.
I
Working
think-
with a really cool team of guys and everybody specialized in something and it's all that coordination and everything else, that would be.
Ocean's 11
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We already have the crew. I mean,
Right, there you go.
We got the
Yes.
suits. All right, so I'm going to modify this question a little bit. If you could live forever, how would you spend eternity? I'm going to say, what skill or skills would you learn first?
I think social skills and being able to kind of surround you with great people, because if you're in for a long ride, it can get pretty boring. If you're the only one and all the others kind of disappear, you kind of have to learn how to make new friends, otherwise you'll get lonely.
Yeah.
There's a great event I heard of called The Art of Charm. It talks a lot about social skills.
Yes, they can teach them to you.
You don't need an eternity.
Sign up for that. This awesome place.
Sponsored by The Art of Charm.
What would you do, Brock?
I think I would probably I'd pick like a few like actual just like really specific skills and just be like, all right, next 50 years, classical piano. Like 50 years after that,
So that's like Groundhog Day
hardcore.
style.
Yeah, I'd do Groundhog Day, exactly. All right, here's a good one. If you could take only 3 items to a deserted island, what would they be?
A knife. I know I want that. I don't know what else.
I mean, I know it's not a thing, but I'd bring my wife because I want someone there. Like being on your own, I think, would be the hardest part.
Yeah, definitely.
This man's got the right answers. I'd probably bring my Thursday boots because I don't leave.
Oh my gosh! I would, like the original Boy Scout handbook or something where you've got all the skills like right there that you can you can draw off of, or something like
survivalist skills. I think like someone like Ron Mickler would probably do best.
Definitely. Orderman.com.
If you could be an animal, what would it be and why?
I would definitely be some sort of bird, probably like a bird of prey, because flight. I mean, you'd have the gift of flight, so.
That's really awesome. Good eyesight.
Some sort of like apex predator, right? Like just so you survive the longest, I would think. Like a dolphin.
Like being a wolf would suck or a lion would suck because basically as soon as you cease to be functional within the pack, you're out. And so you would want something that's a little less cutthroat and a little bit more social and cohesive. Mm-hmm. But dolphins, like, well, what man wants to be I'm going to be a dolphin.
Hey, you want to talk about that?
I mean, they're really smart animals.
No, they're super smart.
They're smart and they have the social component, but like, I like
Killer whale. Yeah. Killer whale. There you go.
All right. Do you have one?
I mean, I like the fox in the sense, he's kind of sneaky and smart. But I don't like the loneliness aspect of the fox.
Yeah. All right, then this one's for Raphael then. So if you could have one superpower, what would it be? Or you could just pick an existing superhero that you know about and just say you'd have their powers.
Okay. So it wouldn't be Batman because he didn't have the superpowers really. So it wouldn't be Hulk because I don't like that look necessarily.
You're not angry all the time?
Yeah. Maybe Superman. I think that would be it.
Because he's got it all.
Exactly. Why pick?
Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Probably just because he was I was not huge into comics, but Spider-Man was always my favorite growing up. And that's a good enough set of powers that you can do some real damage and but at the same time it's not so far gone that you can't lead a normal life and get close to people and do all those other things too. Mm-hmm. Being the Hulk would suck.
Yeah, it'd be inconvenient.
Sure.
I think for individual superpower, I would probably say like teleportation. Just to be able to go somewhere instantly.
Imagine if you were just home right now.
That'd be 6 hours of flying.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
As a kid, I always thought it would be cool to kind of go to the future and see what's happening. Like now, I'm more like, wow, I'd like to know what it was like in the 13th century. How was it for you guys? Like more like Back to the Future.
That's funny because the next question was if you could travel, would you go to the past or the future? Past.
Yeah.
I'd go to the future. Like I just when I was a kid, like I really thought we'd have a hoverboard by now.
Right.
And we
so
don't.
would you steal the sports almanac and come back and start Biffville or whatever it was?
Obviously.
See, that's gonna be wasted on all you young viewers, but that's a funny joke.
So go
Show your dad.
If you go to the past, you can just change things, and change the outcome of the future. I mean, I think a lot of people say, hey, I'd go back and put like a drug in Hitler's birth town's water, so he wouldn't, happen. But then maybe someone else would have come up like way worse, right? I mean, you just don't know.
All right. Speaking of the past, which fad do you wish would come back?
Come back. Slap bracelets. Right?
Yeah.
Really?
You have one of those?
Yeah. Collection. Yeah. My sister had them, but I'd like to have basically dinner parties come back because I think it's just an art that in our generation a lot of people have just not grown up with, and so they're like, hey, let's meet at the bar. I always find being in your own home and cooking a meal just this connects you more, and you know, you can have all your favorite liquor and your favorite drink.
Right.
I think that's the best, and I would wish that more people would be kind of into that.
I miss the kind of innocent hokiness of media from the 80s and the 90s. Like, not everything was dark and desaturated and gritty, and everything had to be super, like the Power Rangers remake. It's like, that's not the Power Rangers. It's not like this raw grit. Like, it's stupid and fun and campy, and maybe obviously that's like nostalgia from my time as a kid, but when things were a little bit more innocent.
I think, I don't know if like a fad or like a more like a toy. Remember Pogs?
Yeah. You had a killer Slammer collection, didn't you?
Yeah, I invested like a decent amount of time and money in that Slammer collection, and then it just they're worth not. I remember going to like TJ Maxx or something and seeing like the buckets of Pogs, and they were like a penny each, and I was like, damn it,
dude,
this is a bad investment.
That's what it's bad investment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny.
Alive or dead, you could fight one person. Who would it be?
Is it to the death?
No, let's say like MMA style, like knockdown, knockout. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. George Washington.
Ooh. Why?
Because he's actually, okay, I think if I were to go back to the hero question, he's one who would be really close, like really high up there. And just the ability to, like, I know that there's no way I would win that fight, but just the ability to be in proximity and to test yourself against something that you hold to such a high standard, I think that would be awesome. Yeah.
Do you think he'd kick your ass?
Absolutely he would. I don't live that kind of life. I'm a little limp-wristed pansy compared to Washington and the way that he had to live. Absolutely he would destroy me.
I would fight my brother just one more time. Because I'm pretty sure I could take him now.
Get him this time.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Now I know all that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, dude.
Yeah,
go, right?
One more. We still have time. Maybe it'll happen, yeah.
Maybe the kid who like kicked me in the stomach in 4th grade.
Okay.
Probably doesn't remember it at all.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Revenge.
Yeah. That served cold, as they
Right.
say. No one? You wouldn't fight anybody?
Maybe someone like Bruce Lee, you know, like Kung Fu. Like, I was as a kid always impressed by those Shaolin monks and how they would, you know, could have their mind dominate their body in the sense that they could just put like a pot of boiling water on their skin and just control that.
Right.
So I mean, I'd lose right away, but I'd just be like in awe about it.
Yeah.
Plus, you could say you fought Bruce Lee.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, would you rather explore a new planet or the deepest parts of the ocean?
I'm gonna go for space travel on that one.
Space.
Because can you imagine what's down there? Like, we have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we don't have any more idea what's in space.
Right, but I think it's a little more. Yeah, I guess so. Well, I was thinking like I've seen cool documentaries of like stuff that's like 20,000 feet below the sea, and it's like some nasty shit down there.
Right.
But like in space, you just don't know, so you're kind of open. You're hopeful.
Well, I think part of it too is that it's less scary if it's out there versus just like right down there.
Yeah.
Right?
There's no concept too of like what out there is.
Exactly.
Yeah, space definitely.
Yeah.
For me.
So would you go if somehow you were selected, say you could bring your family or like, you know, the people closest to you, and you were selected to go to Mars or somewhere else to like start colonizing, but you couldn't come back. Would you go?
Ooh.
No.
Probably not.
No?
I don't think so. I think there's a team already being put together or applicants already in the works for people who are the first people going to go to Mars.
Well, it's also, I think, you
Which
know,
is crazy, right?
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, you can take risks and stuff, but at the same time, like, I enjoy life, you know?
too.
Like, I'm not like, hey, this is so shitty here, I need to kind of get out.
How would you survive a zombie apocalypse? I'm gonna direct this one toward Tanner.
Quietly and brutally.
Are you one of those, like, you know, survivalists? that
I'm
has-
not-
has
I'm
the
not a huge-
basement full of canned goods and ammunition and all that stuff?
From your perspective, probably. From actual prepper perspective, not even remotely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you be more of a loner, or would you want to find a tribe?
Definitely find a tribe. Yeah. I wouldn't necessarily think that you had to try to recreate Western civilization as we know it in order to get back to being happy. But I would definitely want to have a group of people with a system in place where you could thrive, not just survive, but thrive in that situation. I think the only way to do that is if you have other people with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I've watched enough Walking Dead that I'm like pretty ready
That, your BJJ skills, and you're ready.
I'm not saying I want it to happen, but
You can handle it.
I'd be totally unprepared, you know.
Yeah.
With a neighbor, and he grew up in Africa, and he always had like, you know, drinking water supplies and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, it's not me. It's not gonna happen. I'd be dead pretty quickly.
But impeccably dressed.
There you go.
That's right.
You'd
It's
be
like,
a great looking zombie.
it's like the guys in the Titanic, you know, they know they're going down, but they play the music.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
Well, fucking
that would be me.
I'm in the same boat as you. Definitely find a tribe, and then find my place within that tribe, like whatever my strengths might be. Just helping people dress better.
Yeah, the tailor.
The usual.
Helping survivors have more effortless style.
Right, exactly.
A very lean wardrobe.
It's very important.
And if you want to learn more, you can go to masculine orderlyman.net.
Yeah, orderlyman.net. No, but really, guys, if this is something that you enjoyed seeing, leave comments below, and maybe we'll do something like this again. We'll be happy to answer questions you guys ask of us. And
Yeah, we could even do a live session, have chat questions and whatnot.
Yeah, next time we'll do a live for sure. Later.
I guess.
Baby, baby, baby.